We are good,
Any
sir.
comment?
It's just that, yeah, we are good. We are good, sir. It's just that the NetAcad courses we have been having since Monday, they are like let me say they are too much for us. But we did not really have a thorough study on those courses. It's just as if we are fighting for the certificate alone. But they are good anyway.
Okay.
We can, as always, go back there again to study.
Okay. Well, thanks for that feedback. Any other person? How are we feeling? What's going on? Okay, so this morning we are going to be shifting gear towards finding a way to move forward in the program, and not just moving forward towards what we actually want to do is to be able to develop a solution, right? So for those who still have a little bit of a backlog of activities that they need to complete, that's totally fine. We have the entire of tomorrow, and we also have Friday for us to be able to complete any backlog, and for us to be able to get the certificate for the program. One thing we would like to emphasize is that we don't want us to focus too much on the certificates. Certificates in the sense that we want us to focus on what we can learn, and we want us to become a lifelong learner. What does that mean? We want you to focus. You don't learn anything in 1 week and forget about it. It doesn't work that way. So you are going to continue to have access to those accounts, have access to those platforms to brush up your skill. So AI is not something you learn once and you learn for all. It's something you have to learn continuously. You have to brush up your skill, especially if you do not have a prior knowledge or background in some of this context and content. So because of that, we encourage you to use tomorrow and Friday to polish your skills and go back to some of the courses you are not able to complete so that you can complete them. Our philosophy is very simple. Even though when you learn something in this present day and age, people still want you to have something to show that this is what you can, what you have as certificate in addition to the knowledge. So we still want you to be able to get the certificate of that you've completed this program in addition to, what the knowledge you are able to gain and what you are able to produce. We still want you to be able to provide, to show a certificate. And for you to have our own certificates, you have to complete all these other certificates from other organization. And then when you put all of them together, you'll be able to get our own certificate. But today, I am not going to focus on any of those. I'm going to go straight to what I think is the most critical aspect of this program, and that is developing a solution. So I'm going to start today by asking a very simple question, and then I will appreciate you guys if it's possible for you to turn up your camera. I don't want you to miss any of the moments. I will appreciate for you if you are decent where you are. It's okay for you to. I will encourage you to turn on your camera so that we can engage for the next 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes, and then after that we'll attend the line to end. Then after that, we also come back to continue to engage. So if you can turn on your camera, that will be totally acceptable and appreciated. Now, I was mentioning the other time that we're going to be focusing on how to create a solution. The first thing you need to understand before you even do anything is to understand what a solution is. I know it sounds very simple, to say, okay, what is a solution? Everybody with a solution is solution, right? But in this context, you can't think of a solution without thinking of a problem. All right. So you cannot think of a solution without thinking about a problem. Then you cannot think about a problem without thinking about that problem through the lens of tech. It is not every problem that you can use software to solve. So that's the first thing we need to first of all understand. It is not what every problem that software can be solved. For example, you can let's say in your community there is flood in your community, it's every time there is flood in your community. Now, probably you guys need a very better drainage. You need some people, maybe they are throwing trash or rubbish in the gutter. So, to now say that you want to develop a software to make the flood go away in your community, yeah, software tech can, you know, I don't know how that will unfold to quickly just think that software will solve that problem. So that's not something that we don't want you to think about in this program. You have to start thinking of what exactly in the community, what problem exists that a simple solution that can be developed in few how do I put it, structure can address the problem. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, but before giving you those examples, so I would like to uh, bring to your attention some of the things we recommend that we go through, and we're going to go through it together, and we will now answer some questions. Then we start from there. So you're going to start from, if you go to, I'm trying to look at the program schedule to see if I with particular, and that is our Thursday product development guidelines for Thursday. Don't worry, you are still going to do this on your own on Thursday, but that is the meat and tomatoes of today's presentation, product development guidelines. So for Thursday, if you have your program, okay, sorry, just saying, do they have access to Thursday content?
Not yet, sir.
Okay.
Mr.
Well,
Terence.
you're going to have access to this on tomorrow, so I'm just bringing it to attention what we are focusing on today. Now, we are focusing on the product development guideline. The first thing that you have to start with the problem, not the solution. What problem are we trying to solve? So that's the thing. So I would like to throw this open to see what ideas do you have. Let's start from the idea of the problem that you want to solve. And one of the examples I'm going to give is look at your community. For example, there is, God forbid, we have an environment where we have some security issues that you can create a simple portal where community can alert one another about incidents happening in the community. All right. Let's say you have a portal in your community, and this portal send automatic alert to people in the community if there is a crime. Look at it from the angle of a digital WhatsApp group that is enabled on the web that send automatic messages to people in the community that something is going on Fifth Avenue, something is going on Allen Avenue, something is going on Adioguna Jose, something is going on in so environment. I don't know where everybody is. So and that thing can automatically send alerts to everybody in the community that something is going on. That is a problem that can be solved with tech. All right, that is one. Another thing that's another examples I'm going to cite is that you can have let's say it's a school environment. Let's say you are a student and you want to have all the class notes, all the class notes that they give you in school. You are able to somehow compile these resources into a chatbot that your classmates can just check specifically for your class. Now, we are not talking about uh, general AI chatbots, a specific chatbot for your program in your school that put together all the courses you have to complete in your program with the class notes, with the syllabus, with everything. And it can provide exam or tutorial for your classmates. That looks very small until somebody that needs it will be able to engage with it and the answers all their questions specifically for that program. We are not talking about general knowledge. We are talking about specific knowledge that pertain to your coursework as a student, that pertain to what you're studying as a student. That is another something that you can think of as a problem. Then you think of how to solve that problem. So you have to start with a problem. So it is your turn. I've cited two examples. Everybody here to share your idea. Like, say, okay, this is the problem that I'm thinking about. When you provide us with a problem, then we are going to engage together. Then we'll be able to provide you with feedback on how to, you know, I also think about this problem. So while thinking about this problem, there are a couple of things you have to, you have to keep in mind. You have to make sure that you don't put too many features into the solution that you are going to build. So many features in the sense that you don't have a lot of time on for this program. And this is just the beginning. We are going to build on this again and again. So we want you to start with something that is achievable, that can be fine-tuned, that can be easily published and easily deployed. Yes, the tech solution can solve a lot of problems, but we don't want it to solve 10 problems at the same time. It doesn't work that way. Most successful technologies, successful software, successful portals will start with minimum viable products. At least the minimum things that audience will appreciate, users will appreciate, users will benefit from. Those are the first thing you should think about. Once you think about those first thing first, then you can now begin to build on that gradually. You can add more features later. So don't try to solve all the problems at the same time. All right. Do not try to solve all the problem at the same time. So the floor is yours now. I would like you to raise up your hand, then I'll turn on your microphone. You'll be caught, then turn on your microphone. Then I want to know that do they have microphone access? Yes, I think yes.
Yes, sir, they do. They have the microphone access, so they can turn
Okay.
on their microphone.
All right, thank you. So kindly signify. So I will crave your indulgence to tell us the problem you have in mind, and we can help you fine tune it. Then in the next few minutes, then I am going to walk us through how to go about. Yes, Mr. Idowu, please go ahead, sir. Let's turn on your microphone and continue, sir. Mr. Odutayo Sunday Idowu. You're mute. I think it's, let me see if I can unmute you from here. No. We cannot hear you, sir. So we're gonna move on to another person. When you're able to turn on your mic, then we'll come back to you, sir. Mr. Adeni, please go ahead.
All right. Good morning, doctor. Good morning, sir. Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning,
morning, we can
sir.
hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Please go ahead.
Oh, all right. So the problem that I think I identify, actually, it has been in existing before. I don't know. It's about because I did a little bit of cybersecurity while some years back. So it's about examination malpractice detector, a system that captures examination malpractices, that captures all the logs. Maybe you are writing an online exam whereby if students want to visit another site or maybe copy some things, so the system should be able to like capture every of the things that the student is about to do, or maybe the student is about to like cheat. So those are the ideas that I think I have, and some that are to come in future.
All right. So thank you for sharing your idea, Mr. Adeni. Our idea is beautiful, it's achievable, it's tech related, tech can solve it. However, it's very complex from the solution standpoint. So what we have to do first to bring this idea to life is to be able to break it down into the micros. By the micros, I mean that if you say you want to prevent cheating, that is very vague. All right. What exactly do you have in mind? That is where we need to start from. Couple of options. We can start with a very simple solution that captures students' screen when they are taking an exam, when they're taking an online exam. Once they, that thing only focuses on capturing their or recording their screen when they are taking an online exam. That is one single feature. All right. Another single feature is that it, it may not necessarily capture the screen, it may capture their face to make sure that when they were having the exam, they can speak to the exam directly, and the answer is not shown on the screen. The answer has them to record their face like a video recording live, and we also show all their nuances. That is another thing. Another feature is to have the one that captures both the face and captures both the screen at the same time. Now, those are additional functionalities. So the first thing we need to first understand here is that with this scale of complexity of this program, it's better to focus on one single feature and make sure that that feature it is well developed, well captured in the solution, and well polished. Then we can now build on that. In this case, I will want us to look at it, Mr. Dennis, specifically, to just focus on a simple solution for a simple community that can be deployed by a simple community or a simple school that helps them capture, record the screen of the classes or of digital exam that a student is taking. Or another feature that could be the singlest, as in the simplest starting point, is to just lock the screen so that student is not able to jump from screen to screen. So you have to pick one. Either you want the screen to be locked as the first thing you need to build, or you want the screen to be captured as the first thing to be built, or you want to just record the camera while they are while they're taking the exam as the first thing to be built. Then subsequently, once you polish that, you have your story well developed that, okay, this app does so, and so. Subsequently, we are going to add these features to this app. Does that make sense to us now? So you have to break the app into the micros. For example, I've given you three options now. We can just start the app by locking the screen only. It locks the window. The students are not able to navigate to other windows within the exam system, or it just captures their screen only, and it doesn't allow them. It captures everything that goes on the screen, or if you just want them to be able to have a platform instead of writing the exam, they speak into the exam, and their video is captured instead of writing. Those are very simple micro achievable solutions that you will be able to do before the end of today and tomorrow. So subsequently, you can add to those ones. All right. So I want you to think that way as we move forward. So let's. I hope that is helpful, Mr. Adene.
Yes, sir. Even though I could not hear some of those things that you're saying, I believe my network is bad, but there's no problem. I will catch up.
Okay, let me try to summarize because the good thing is for you to hear that your solution, it has so many layers, it's multi-layers, it has so many functionalities and so many features embedded. You may not be able to do all of those things within this short period. So the best thing is to streamline your solution into one major feature that is very important to you, as a minimum viable product you can start with. I gave you three options. Option number one, you can just focus on developing a solution that locks the screen, so that locks the window, so that they are not able to navigate to different windows while they were doing the exam. That is one single feature you can start with. Once that is well built, well solid, you can begin to add more to that feature. Now, that is one feature. Another feature you can consider is just recording their screen while they are taking the exam. You just want to focus on one major feature, record their screen or capture their screen while they are taking the exam, to make sure that even if they navigate to other screen, everything is recorded. That is another thing. Or you curate the exam in such a way that they have to speak to the exam as if they're answering the question. The question pops up on their screen and they respond with their mouths instead of having to write down. The question pops up on their screen and they respond live to the question. So that is one single feature. So you can pick any of these as the solution, as your starting point, as your minimum viable product. Once you are able to do one, you can continue to add more flesh, more features to the platform. I hope that is helpful, sir.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. So let's move on to Mr. Sunday Idowu Odutayo. If you can turn on your mic, we can come back to you now, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Dr. Akombi.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, what I'm thinking, I'm trying to build a solution to actually assist some of my students within the institution that I work. I discovered that some little students that have been admitted, let's say, for example, to a department like community health, they find it difficult to differentiate where to work and what are the activities and what are the responsibilities. That is the course prospect after they must have completed the program. So I want to build a solution whereby a new student that just been admitted to the institution will be able to know what are the future prospects, what are the responsibilities, where they can work after they must have completed their program. That is what I have in mind. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. This is a very, very beautiful and a very straightforward solution that I think is achievable. And first thing you need to keep in mind, sir, is that we have to define all our variables. By all the variables is that all of these factors you mentioned, for example, when they get into the program, they don't know the future prospects of the program. They don't know what they can do. They don't know what the future holds. Now, the best way to capture this into the system for the system to be able to help you build this, especially AI software, is to define number one. You will be able to say that, okay, and this solution is for university students studying community health, focusing on how to build a prosperous career after graduation. Now, you are going to be able to name the program, right? Then you are going to be able to name all the courses that are available in this program. Then you are going to be able to map, keep this word in mind, to map all these courses to future opportunity, career opportunity. Because in a coursework, in a university coursework, there are general subjects, right? There, as in GNS or GST, as the case may be, there are general subjects, and there are program-specific subjects which are called in some cases core or requirements, right? There are electives, all right? The electives these are optional. It's totally depends on students to choose which one they want to pick. So now, in developing those courses, you will have to break your coursework into the general subjects, the core or the requirements, and the electives. You now ask AI to help you map all of those things to various career trajectory relevant to that coursework. This is how your solution will look like. So if a student is taking GNS, I'm assuming this is a university, So it's checking out GNS, 150, let's say Nigerian people and culture, hypothetically. Now, Nigerian people and culture, so to large extent in a community health related course, can tell people, give them competency around cultural nuances, around the different people, different culture, how they respond into issues in their community. It gives them that cultural competencies. Now, there's going to be another course, again, which will be a little bit of like statistical reasoning, like maybe 120 or 212 GNS, so that is statistical reasoning. Now, statistical reasoning we build around something that can let them understand how data works in community health, right? How data works in community health, that's okay, the number of people something happens to determine the correlation that will happen in the patient and so on and so forth. Now, you are now going to start with AI giving you as an instructor recommended case studies, recommended assignments, recommended examples that will prepare the student first. Does that make sense, sir? It
Yes,
is
sir.
not just about the opportunity and waiting them. It's about using the AI to come up with potential case studies, potential assessment, potential understanding, potential issues in the community health that they themselves need to know. So in teaching them those courses already gives them the competencies they need in the field. And that is layer one. Layer two is to map those curriculum competencies into to look for existing opportunity. We can use this one as an example. If everybody agrees, when I'm going to work on an example for you, we can definitely use this as an example because I love education. So as an example of how to actually map this. Now, you can now ask AI to map this with your coursework with potential job categories in after graduation. That is the second. Now, you can now later add another feature. Please, let's meet our mind. We can now add this now to now create a platform that brings opportunity to the platform. Any opportunity in that field can, students register on the platform, and once they register, they click their profile. It becomes like a Facebook for community health practitioner. We've got something like a Facebook for community health practitioner, where those opportunities will pop up on the platform. Everybody can just apply. Instead of just asking them to go look for opportunities, you bring that opportunities to the platform. So the system will go and search for all adverts, all career prospects, all job posting, all contract posting, all grants in that field. The system brings this to the platform, and they have access to the platform, and they have access to those opportunities. So this is 3 layers now. Layer number one, you design the curriculum in such a way that with AI assistance, it gives you relevant examples, it gives you the relevant case studies, relevant features that fit the industry, right? That is the first one. The second thing is that you map the curriculum to fit the competencies that is needed in the field. That's the second one. The third one that will now be on that platform is that it brings opportunities to the platform. And since these people will be registering on the platform, they have access to the opportunity. So it is no longer about they don't know, so the opportunity will come to them, and your coursework will have prepared them. Does that make sense now? That way, you bridge the gap. That is a very simple solution that we can use as a case study in the next few in the next few minutes, so that we can use that as a test run to see how some of these things can be built. Is that helpful, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's move on to Miss or Mrs. Susan Anila. Please unmute yourself and go ahead. Please, if you like feedback on your idea, please, we encourage you. That's the essence of today, so that we can work on it together. In the next few minutes, I'll be jumping into you and how does this work from the computer and from the AI standpoint. So go ahead, madam.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, madam.
Good morning, everyone. I want to appreciate the American Open University for this opportunity. And it has actually been an eye-opener from Monday to this point. Thank you so much to all the facilitators as well. So I am a prosthetist orthotist, meaning that we make artificial limbs and devices to help medical conditions that require rehabilitation. So I plan to develop an app that will gather information about amputees for their rehabilitation planning. So which is, let me just, they call it, I named it amputee registry. So this is a novel idea because in Nigeria, there's nothing of such, but outside the country, there is. So the reason why I decided to, want to do this is because I will talk, I will divide this into sectors for the education and the health sector. So for the education and health sector, we have a major challenge in rehabilitation, the P&O, prosthetics and orthotics. We, when it comes to insurance, health insurance, we are not covered because of the cost of fabricating a prosthesis and some orthoses, some orthotic devices. So in order for the government to see need to, provide insurance for these kind of devices that we make, they have to be evidences that our devices are improving lives in, musculoskeletal or neurological conditions. So there are no data out there to, showcase that in order to drive such policy. So in order to do that, we have to, first of all, we don't even know the number of amputees we have in Nigeria to even start with. So that's the point of education. So we researchers, we lecturers, when we want to estimate the number of amputees that we have in Nigeria, there's nothing of such in Nigeria. You can only have maybe in a localized area in southwest Nigeria, in eastern Nigeria, in Imo State, in the north. So there's no epidemiological studies to drive such policy. But with this amputee registry, it will go a long way to these amputees in their rehabilitation planning. So that's the aim of developing this app. So it's actually a scalable app because I know that when it comes to network and all, some hospitals or clinics might find it challenging, especially in remote hospitals that deal with amputation cases. So I want to develop, evaluate and implement a scalable digital framework for amputee registry integration in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your service. I appreciate your product. I think this is also a very good a very straightforward and a social enterprise that I think will scale, that I think requires being supported, not only being guided, that I think we can also touch on a little bit as to the best way to make it happen beyond just the experimentation. Like I mentioned to Mr. Idowu the other time, if you have the time, I would also like to do a very quick demo on how this can be done. It's a very straightforward, although there are 2 layers to this, 3 layers, the registry, and then you want a different one in education, then you want a different one in health. Then the third layer that you mentioned is the research, the area of research. Our research is not necessarily tech-based, but at least the data you get can also be hypothesize to give you additional insights, which is totally outside the scope of these bootcamp. But at least you can have the framework, you can have the system, but we will not be able to touch on the research framework on the best ways to hypothesize this. That would take a whole lot of time, but I believe that perhaps you already have a very strong background in the research, data gathering, methodology, and analysis, which we'll not be able to cover. However, in the area of the platform, we will cover it very well. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to create a very simple platform. And this platform, what it's going to do is that it's going to get the data. The best approach is very similar to what I just prescribed to Mr. Adutao Sunday. Just imagine this as a LinkedIn for amputees, a LinkedIn, it's just a very simple LinkedIn. It has their profile, their data. Now, in addition to their profile and their data, it's going to also categorize them based on region, based on Southwest, Northeast, Northwest, South, South, and Southeast, and then North Central. It can categorize them based on region. Then it can categorize them based on other stuff, variables that you may want to put into the system. However, there's something we have to be very careful when we are developing something in the healthcare sector. That is privacy. Is not everybody will be comfortable having their data and their health situation captured on in a digital space. So as good as brilliant the idea is, so you have to make sure that people sign that consent form. So there should be, when you are developing this, there should be a consent form that they are going to sign, that they want to voluntarily provide their information. And at the same time, you also, that's where we come in, or we need to emphasize, you also have to attest to the ethical use of data, because these are sensitive data, sensitive information that will not be available in the public space that you will have access to. It can become very controversial, because some organizations can begin to target your platform to market to them, because they already know that these guys or these individuals, they have certain issues, and you've been able to build the data, and you become a very good target, or people promoting, trying to get their data, God forbid, hacking the data to get their name, address, email address, phone number, to market products to them specifically. It is not wrong if these individuals sign up to receive such, but it is totally unethical if they get the information, even if they don't want it. So that's something we need to put into consideration. This is a very simple product that we try to get to and see how much we can put together. Thank you for your service. So I hope that feedback is helpful. Let's go to Mr. Idris Esquire, or Esquire. I don't know the meaning of ESQ. So please go ahead, sir.
Good morning, sir, Dr. David.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah,
Good
my
morning.
sincere apologies. That is actually not my name, actually. My name is actually Wow. All right, so
Okay, go ahead.
so I'm planning to develop a performance evaluation app. So I was actually able to identify a pain point, actually, because I work for a fintech company, and I'm a data analyst and also a customer service manager. And in the process, we always have a performance evaluation spreadsheet whereby we actually evaluate all our staff's quantitative and qualitative data to actually, how will I put it, aggregate their performance. So I realized that in the process, it's still kind of not adding up to some extent, because apart from the fact that we
lost you, sir. Can you explain again, sir?
actually link all
Hello, sir. Sorry, we lost you at some point. I want to be able to get all your questions, sir. Can you come?
Okay.
Can you come in there,
Okay.
sir?
All right, so I said I'm trying to develop a performance evaluation app. So I work for a fintech company and I'm a data analyst and a customer service manager. So basically, at every quarter of the year, we have 4 quarters. So quarterly review, we have like a quarterly review whereby we actually review the performance of all the staffs and of all the staffs we can. And during that process, we do face a lot of challenges with evaluating performance of our staffs in terms of aggregating their data together and trying to get like a performance evaluation analysis of each users. We are trying to link a master sheet to the users, each user's sheet actually, because we are using a Google spreadsheet. But in the process, it's still kind of tasking because we're able to evaluate paperwork. And but still yet, it's still not adding up. So I feel like making use of AI to actually develop a performance evaluation app, it will really help not just companies, schools, and the like. So it will actually evaluate paperwork. It will actually automate tasks to some extent, data to be precise, because data is everywhere, and data is actually something that will actually assist to identify patterns and trends. So with this, I feel like if I'm able to develop this app, it will actually not just for companies, but anyone that actually needs a performance evaluation app will actually be able to uh, aggregate data and actually identify trends and patterns and actually work with data effectively. So basically, that's why I'm trying to like develop a performance evaluation app. So your insight will be needed, sir, in this scenario, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I need to say that I'm going to start from where I left off the other time, that we have to we have to convert this to micros, right? Now, performance, star performance, it's a very tiny, not tiny, it's one key aspect of HR. All right. So now what you are thinking about is an HR system. Why do I think it's an HR system? Because the first thing before you can evaluate a staff performance, you need to have the staff in the organization, right? So performance require three things: staff, task, and time. That is what performance needs, right? Staff, task, and time. For example, staff, their data. These are all the things about the staff. Task is about their job, responsibility, and assignment. Everything that staff needs to do, whether it is quarterly, it is annually, that is the task. Time is that what's the duration? Those are the data that you need for you to be able to evaluate our performance, because that's what you are going to use. That's the stuff, the task will have a metrics or benchmarks or scoring guide or scale, whatever grammar we want to use to quantify it, so that you are going to use to measure that person. So you need the stuff, you need the task, then you need the duration. Like what are you benchmarking with? That's what will give you the performance. Now, when you're talking about performance, there is a quantitative appraiser and there's a qualitative appraiser. Qualitative appraiser is that you just want to you can measure with number. You want to provide feedback to a staff. As for example, let's say a customer service, like you speak too fast. Some of us we talk a lot, so yeah, and you want them to speak slowly. So you cannot necessarily, use a numeric number to guide that. So you need a qualitative, feedback to do that. So why do I think this is very important for us to break down? For you to get the data has, three levels. Just like every just like every data processing, there's inputs, there's output, there's processing layer. The input layer, the output layer, and the processing layer. So for you to get the outputs, you need the inputs, then you need the processing. So your performance analysis is at the processing level. All right. But before you can do that effectively, you have to get the input right. That is the data into the system. That is the first thing. So you have to capture the employee. You have to capture their jobs. You have to capture their responsibility. You have to capture what are the rating skills that have been put into their responsibility. Then you have to capture the duration, whether it is 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 1 year, before you can measure the performance accurately. Now, so in simple terms, you also have to you have a decision to make anyway. So this is my recommendation. You can have a simple HR software. You can start with a very simple HR software, but you are focusing on the performance module first. In HR systems, there are so many modules in software development. We call different features, modules, because that is how you build them. You build them module by module. You don't build all the features at once. So in this case, you want to build the HR, the performance module first. Typically, this is how HR software work. You start with the staff data, then you start with simple operational modules like attendance, payroll, all right? Attendance, payroll, compensation like annual leave, how much time do they take leave and so on and so forth. Those are the first modules that will be built in typical HR systems. But in your own case, you want to focus on performance. You don't want to focus on the other modules like attendance, compensation, which is payroll, or leave. You don't want to focus on that. You want to move to performance, which is totally fine. The other aspect of HR system is training and development, which is the L&D aspect that the operation is one hand. Now, after the operation is what you measure that gives you the performance. Now, if the performance is not up to expectation, the essence of learning and development or training and development is for performance improvement. Like, okay, you have deficiency in this area. These are the training modules. These are the courses you can take to increase your performance next time. So those are the things that form a typical HR system. So for you now to do your performance very well in this case, so there's going to be a lot of assumption that will go into your data for you to arrive at a very good performance level. For example, if a staff is not performing very well, there are so many factors that could orchestrate that. Number one is the staff coming late. That is where you need data on attendance. Now, is the staff well compensated? You need data on their compensation. Is it how many leaves does the staff take away in a year? You need a leave, leave management solution inside that thing. Then also you need a little bit of training, into the system that, let's say, quarter one, the staff didn't do well, you have add them a little bit of, courses and everything that will enhance their performance. So all of those things you have to make those assumptions, then you have to make up some data for you to actually appear as a very solid performance appraisal system. And there is one layer that is a trade-off you have to make. I'm not sure how best to develop a generic performance system that will cater to somebody who's an outsider that's not within that organization. So I don't know how that will work, because for you to appraise somebody, you need the staff, the person, you need the tax, then you need the time. So for any organization to be able to use that effectively, they need to put all those data into the system before the system can give them something that is substantial. So what I think you can do is that if you are able to turn the solution into a software as a service, SaaS, which is beyond the scope of this program, because of course there's a limit to what we can cover in a week. So if you turn it to a software as a service, then other organizations can now buy the solution, and they can now input their own staff data. They can now input their own tax data, what a staff would do. They can put their own timing into it. then they can input all other variables that will make them to measure performance. So to give you my own recommendation, I think you will need a very simple HR system. That is what you need. A very simple HR system that you will be able to upload your staff details, the Excel spreadsheets you already have. Your system should be able to accept a bulk upload. Now, you should be able to create a very simple task that you are going to use to measure performance as well. I should be able to provide a rating system to this task. This is what it means. For example, if I have, I don't want to go too much. I don't know how much you know about human capital development. That's what they call competency modeling. You need to do a little bit of competency modeling. Like if I talk about, let's say, a staff customer service skill, you have to be able to define what customer service means in terms of your work. Now, you have now to decide how do you rate the customer service skill in terms of, so you have to be able to put all of those things. AI will help you. We are going to do a little bit of brainstorming to share with AI now, and you will be able to, AI will help you fine tune all of this. I'm going to show you some tips and trips on how to go about it, then to streamline your idea. I hope that is helpful, sir. Mr. Lawal.
All right, thank you very much, sir. That was actually insightful and assessful. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's take one more, then I will jump to the computer because I will be giving us a break. So Mr. Adesoye, please go ahead, sir. I'm a very good student. You taught me how to pronounce your name on Monday. Adesoye, right? Are you there, sir? Okay, please unmute yourself. Otherwise, we just quickly jump to so let's. I want to believe that everybody here has a
Hello, sir. Hello.
What is okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry. So, my area of interest is security, sir. Hello.
We can
Hello.
hear you, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. So, I wanted to create an app that can work with cameras. An app that can work with cameras to detect intruders that enter on maybe any premises, and we immediately alert the owner of the premises if we detect that the person is an intruder, that is the person face cannot be identified. Maybe after we might have recorded some people that we want to have free access to that area into a system, maybe into the AI, into the machine, to the app. But after that, when you discover anybody that is a stranger, it will automatically alert the owner or the person in charge of that house that this person is an intruder. And at the same time, that can detect if someone come with maybe like ammunition, like gun, and give another kind of alert that is different from the other one, the one of the intruder, just an intruder. So maybe in the future, that can also, where it can also have information that I can input all the people that I wanted to have access into that area information, maybe to input all their information like NIN and all these things into the app, into the app. So this thing, I'm thinking of taking it higher than that, maybe working with a community or a state where all the people in the state can put all their information into that machine or into that app. Maybe after, and if the camera did not detect anybody that is in that state, like the information is not correspond with people in that state, it will definitely alert the people in the force, like the police or the people in security department, that this person is a stranger. And even if someone maybe committed or come around an area and committed a very maybe big offense with the connection of maybe internet, or I mean, is it GPRS, they call it. It can locate that person and correspond that person's face. After the camera might have captured the person's face, now relate it to those people, the people that we already have their information on the state portal or the area portal, and alert that this person is a stranger and it has done something like this, and continue tracking the person to anywhere that he's doing. Is it possible to create an app like that through the AI, with AI?
The short answer, sir, is yes, but it depends. Because what you just mentioned is what they call multisensory app, multisensory apps that require the combination of both hardware and software. The hardware part is that there's a physical camera somewhere that you want to connect. You know, that if you're familiar with this software, hardware. Hardware is a physical something. So what you are thinking about is called IoT. IoT means the Internet of Things, where there is a huge connection between a physical object and the software app, and the two of them, they interconnect and work together to provide solution, resolution, or intervention. That is what you're trying to do, which is very possible. However, we cannot, for you to be able to do custom solution, there's a lot of things you need to know, the physics aspect of the camera. So what we can do is that there are so many software, there are so many cameras already that have been built to solve this problem, that already have their apps that can alert people, that already have those sensors. I would recommend that you, instead of having to start to build one, you might want to think of procurement. Not every time the best solution is to build. It might be cheaper to procure at some point because there's so many cameras already. We have a school that I run, that I lead, and we have cameras there, that we have both the physical camera and the hidden camera that gives me every information that I need. I don't have to build them on my own. I check it on my computer, I check it on my phone, I check it every time. And I can even communicate through the camera. If I want to communicate with anybody, you can send me different signals. I don't have to build all of this from scratch. That is something that I want you to look into, because it requires hardware development. And the challenge with hardware development is that for it to scale, what it means that for this solution to be effective, you have to curate 100 to 1,000 cameras as well that will go with this software you want to build. However, it's not that it's not possible to be done, but it's not achievable within this limited scope of time that we have. So this is going to be my recommendation. You can do a community, what's it called now? A community crime watch solution at a starting point. Community crime watch portal as a starting point for your solution. That community portal, it's an app or it is a web page that everybody in your community, they will download, they will have access to, that are with their phone numbers and their details and their home addresses, that if somebody notices anything in the community, they send the triggers through the app. It notifies everybody. They can easily use their camera to take picture and post it, and everybody around sees it. Then we now make it to notify the police officer in the area. A very simple solution that you don't need to build the camera now. You are using the devices on your phone to take the picture, and it alerts everybody in the community. It sends messages to alert, it sends the signals or distress this thing to everybody in the community, and it alerts the police. that can be achieved. We can do that. We're doing in the next couple of days. You can see how that can work. I hope that is helpful, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
All right. So let's jump. I don't think I'll be able to take one more anymore. So because I have to jump to learn to hand webinar in a few minutes. So what we can do is that let's go to I'm sharing my Cloud account. I'm using a Cloud AI today. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can use anyone that works for you, but I'll be using Cloud this morning. So what the for those who are I'm using the language module I'm using. By now everybody should be familiar with AI, with large language modules and everything. That's why we have to take those courses, Monday and yesterday. So I'm using a very high large language module, which is called Opus 4.7. So I need to let you know that my output might be a little bit different from yours, the quality of reasoning of mine. So for us to be on the same page, I'm going to switch to something that is common. That is Sonnet 4.6 for the for the large language module that we're going to use. So we are going to do the reasoning together. We are going to do it together. So I'm going to use two examples to start with this. I'm going to use two examples. So I'm going to use Mr. With your permission, sir, I'm going to use Mr. Sunday Oduta or Sunday Idowu example, and Mrs. If I'm very correct, I think that is Susan Anila, the amputee data gathering. Am I correct, ma'am? So do I have your permission?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I'm gonna do is that, so I'm making up this data now. I'm gonna say that, okay, you know, I am let me say, I'm just gonna make it generic. I'm a medical practitioner. I work I am a medical, can you all see my screen? Practitioner. I work in the amputee section. You can be more detailed, you can provide granular details to get the best outcome. But in this case, I don't have the, let me just use the best, I don't have all the details because I don't understand your lingo very well. Because I do not understand your lingo very well, so I'm using a very advanced AI reasoning to help me reason. But your own case, all you have to do is to just provide granular details, like details, name, distinct terminologies, details district that you use. In my own case, I'm going to be a little bit very vague because this is not my field. You already know this is not my field. So I work in the amputee session, and I would like to develop a pattern that gathers, analyzes, and showcases amputees profile for records, for record keeping, let's go for national record keeping on benefits and opportunities for social, what do they call those, for social opportunities anyway. That's fine.
Policy for health insurance.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Opportunities and policies for health insurance. Now, This is very vague because it has some variables, right? It has most of the things that we need, but it's still left sometimes as it's still national. We don't know which country this is this. So we have now to bring it home for the AI to understand. So which state are you, man?
Ondo State.
Okay, excellent. So I currently work in Ondo State, Nigeria. However, I will want the app to be usable across the country. Users can filter based on location, age, and gender, and other, let's just other factors, identifiable factors. Now, this is what we need to tell AI. The first thing is for you to ask AI to critique your idea for you. Critique this idea for me. Critique this idea. Don't jump into solution. Critique this idea for me. So I'm using Claude because Claude is the most objective AI AI platform. So, and I'm using an advanced reasoning that can think to give me the best reasoning. So it's scrutinizing regulatory framework and adoption of barrier comprehensively for me now. Because again, this is where we started from. You have to start from the problem, not from the solution. So AI will help me look at it very well and suggest what, before I critique, let me check what already exists in Nigeria so that my feedback is grounded in content rather than assumptions. Your AI might not do this, but because I don't have enough knowledge in the healthcare sector, I have to use this module. Now, good idea pursuing, but has some real problem as currently framed. Here is a honest critique. You may be duplicating work that already has an official mandate. The National Commission for Persons with Disability is statutorily required to build a national data disability base under this 18th. Okay. So, but the privately run parallel. Okay. The legal exposure is you haven't mentioned is under Data Protecting Act, sensitive data that I've mentioned to you. So filter by location is the most worrying line in your description because you can expose them. Okay. Now, you can see almost all the things that I mentioned the other time as the ethical AI is flagging this, right? So you've used. So now what I want to tell this AI, right, is that, okay, I am fine with all of this. So it's okay for me to, let me change my, I am fine with this. Typically, this will be critiqued. You need to understand this, but I just want to show you how to develop it now. Yes, I am aware. So So since I've agreed that I'm aware, it's asking me, are you looking to start building the platform, walk through the partnership? No, I would like to build a platform. So I would like to build a platform because I want to go forward. I don't want to waste time. Now, in this case, the next phase of this episode, when we come back, I'm going to show you the app to use to build this. I'm going to introduce you to two. I'm focusing on one. So are you looking to start building the app? Yes, I would like to build the app. Yes, I would like to proceed. In building the app. Now, proceed with. So now, this is where the most critical work. I would like you to copy this if you can copy it, or I can put in the chat. You are going to now tell AI, act as the CTO. CTO means a chief, what's it called now? Technology officer with both front end and back end expertise, right? Expertise. Act as CTO with both front expertise. Create a prompt that I can copy and paste in the ABoss AI app to create this app for me, to create this web portal. We're going to use web portal. I'll tell you the difference between app and web portal when we come back. I can copy and paste into the ABoss app to create this web portal. You want us to, what name do you want us to call the app, madam?
Amputee registry.
Okay. Let's call it we can make it fancy. If you want to make it private organization instead of government related, you can just call amputee. So or something like this .ai or something. If you want to make it a business, not government's organization. If you add registry, make it sounds like government. But if you want to make it go business, which I'll touch on when we come back, you may want to consider a name like this, amputee or something like this. It makes it look fancy like it's a product. Let's call it amputee. So creative program and copyright. Okay. Now, next thing we are going to do, I'm going to ask everybody as once we do this to look for this ABoss app and log in, create an account and log in. Don't do anything, just please create an account and log in when we come back. So let's see what this is going to do for us. So it's going to take a couple of seconds for this to be done. While this is working, I'm open to taking questions. Then I would like you to also just log in to ABoss AI app. ABoss AI app. Just log in. Do not do anything yet. Just log into ABoss AI app. This is the spelling right here. Are we good with that? Any question before we continue? I'll be leaving us in the next 5 minutes. So before I leave, I want to make sure
Sir, please.
Sorry, sir. We can't see the AI boss interface. I can't see it. Maybe it's my from my end.
I've
Yeah, I can't see it, sir.
I've not opened it. I just want you to. I've not opened the AI, but I'm using. What I'm doing is just brainstorming with Claude. So I haven't gone to AI Boss app yet. I just want you to go there.
Please,
Yeah, I'm gonna 1 second. Let me take
according to
hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, please. Let me take Miss Ayla's comment first. Miss Ayla, please go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. I was also asking for the hey box, the spelling.
I'll put it in the chat. Hey Boss AI app. I'll put in it's a web base. I'll put it in the chat. Yes, the gentleman that was speaking the other time, please go ahead.
Sorry, I want you to put, there's something you type, doctor. CTO. Is it community technology as community? What does the acronym stand for, sir?
He's a chief technology officer. I
Okay,
want
thank you.
AI to reason for me as a chief technology officer. So that is why he used this word. Architect is going to architect the software with the logic from the backend so that I don't have to be the one to do the work.
Okay,
Now,
thank you, doctor.
so now I'm going to copy this now and put this app, this prompt here right now that this thing has given me. I'm going to copy it, right? So I'll go to AI Boss, which is where we are going to spend some of our time when we come back. But in the meantime, we can experiment with this. So A
hello,
Boss,
sir.
ha,
I have something to say.
1 second, please.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
On my own side here, I'm unable to open Claude AI. Is there any way? The problem I have is about they don't verify my number. And my second question is that all these AI tools that we are going to use, are they free or we are going to pay?
That's a good question. Claude has a free version. If they are not able to verify your number, that's a specific issue that you can reach out. You don't have to use Claude. You can use ChatGPT. You can use Gemini. You don't have to. And as a matter of fact, if you open your WhatsApp, you will see Llama app. WhatsApp also has LLM built to it. It's called Llama in your WhatsApp. You're going to see that circle in your WhatsApp. Yeah, you can use that. You don't have to use Claude. You can use ChatGPT. You can use Gemini. So if Claude is not validating you, let's go of Claude. Now, the next question is that are we going to pay for ABOS? No, that is why I'm giving us the ABOS app because it has the free version that we can use today. The only thing is that for you to host your app on the internet, you have to take care of that. You have to pay for that. So this one is free, and that's why it has the free version that can be used. So this is the interface for the ABOS. So what I copied. Remember, what I copied from Claude right here, what I did is I just copied the prompt that Claude gave me right here, right? So I'm going to go to ABOS app. I'm going to paste it right there, right? And I'm going to click, let me just sign up.
Dr. Akombi, please, your mic is muted.
I apologize. So let's just quickly continue. So now So what I did is to copy the prompts and I pasted it in the A right here for it to generate there for me. So it's going to take a couple of minutes to do that, to generate the app. So while it's working on the app being generated, I will be joining on a session on Learn to Hand right now. So we are going to leave this, let it work by itself. Then when we come back, if you are not joining Learn to Hand, just experiment with building your prompts first. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can use any AI to do your prompt. So this is going to work by itself. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to log out and join the webinar. Then we come back in one. Please, what time are we coming back? We put the comments in the comment section, as in the WhatsApp session, to come back and finish what we started. All right, I'll see you guys next time when we come, while this one is working. Don't do anything on your Hey Boss app yet, so that you don't waste all the free prompts that you have. Please do not do anything there yet, so that you don't waste the free points that you have. Then when we come back, we are going to look at this together. It's going to take about 10 minutes to build. Then we come back. So keep your questions. Then I'll see you guys next time. Later, bye.
Sorry, sir. What? How can we get the link for that lens to end?
The link for the link to end session will be shared on WhatsApp.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Oduntayo, seems like you have a question.
Hello, I wanted to ask a question, but since Doctor said the questions will be treated later, so I will ask the question later. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Susan, you have a question?
Okay. Please, I have a little challenge. The IBM skills guide, I completed it yesterday, and the thing said it will take few hours to appear on the skill build, but up to now, it has not appeared on my dashboard that I've completed the IBM skills, so that I'll be able to upload it. I don't know if it is the network or.
Yeah, it should be from IBM or Cisco's end. So you can just keep on refreshing either on IBM's website or on Cisco's website. And hopefully you see your certificate soon. I don't think it's network, I think it's from their end.
Okay, so if I'm not able to upload, I've completed that of Cisco and Cloud 101.
Yes.
Where do I upload those certificates?
We sent links for the 1 and 2 to the individual WhatsApp group chats. So the courses you were meant to do on day 1, we submit it in the day 1 link. The courses you were meant to do on day 2, we submit it in the link for day 2.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, please. I'm unable to join the meeting yesterday. For the day 2,
Okay.
what courses do they say we should complete?
There are 4 courses for the day 2, so all of them are on the learning management system. There are 4 courses.
Please, how can I get those courses, please?
Are you on any of your WhatsApp groups, sir?
Yes, I'm on the one.
You're on which city?
Ibadan.
Ibadan. So you can just scroll up in the chats. A colleague of mine has sent the link to the course for day 2. It should be there. It was sent yesterday morning. So just click on it and you'll be able to access it.
Okay. I think I've seen it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I've seen
You're
it.
welcome. Does anyone else have a question before we take our break to attend the learning session?
I have a question.
Okay.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I have a question. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, I completed the one activity, the 6 modules, but the message I got was that yesterday that the institution will communicate back to me. So I want to actually know what is the meaning of that message that's being sent to me after I completed the 6 modules.
After you have completed the 6 modules, you are meant to
for the day
do
one.
a test. Did you do the tests that you're meant to do, the assessments for that course?
I attended all, yes, I did that.
Okay. And day one was skills build with IBM and Cloud Code. Did you upload what certificates in the learning
Yes,
platform?
I did that. Yes, I did that.
You've uploaded Cloud One Open, you've uploaded IBM skills build.
Yes.
Then we are done with day one, so you don't need to do anything else.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? Yes, Ms. Mojisola, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Concerning the certificate for IBM, you can go directly to their site. Then under your profile, you see your certificate.
Right. At least that makes it clear for people that may be able to claim it. Thank you very much, ma'am. Does anyone else have any question to say before we close the meeting for now?
I'm dropping the link to in link in the chat. I will also be dropping it on WhatsApp, so you can join them for the session.
Please, what time are we coming back for practical? Sorry.
The second session will be by 12. So, and you will also be notified on the WhatsApp group.
Oh, please, the link, the name of the app that is, he said is going to drop on the chat. Can you help us drop that, please?
I have dropped the link to the name of the app in the Teams chat.
Okay.
So in the absence of any other question, we'll be going on a break now. For those of you that are interested in joining the Learn to Earn information session, the link has been dropped in the Teams chat, and you will see the link in your WhatsApp channel shortly. So bye for now. We'll see you after the break.